Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you've had a lovely week. So today we're going to draw Toothless, a dragon from a film called How to Train Your Dragon. And I'm going to use a pen. You can use a pencil or colouring pencils, and you just need a nice piece of paper. So I've drawn myself a quick outline so that I kind of know where I'm going. But I'm going to try to guide you through because he is a little bit more difficult than some of the animals we've drawn recently. But you can do it. So we're going to start his body in this we're going to start his head in this top left-hand corner. And we're going to leave enough space for his body and his big wings, because obviously dragons have lovely big wings. So I'm going to start his face over this side. And I'm going to do the top of his head. So I'm going to draw a slight curve like that. So that's the top of his head. And I'm going to follow it round and down like that. Same on the other side. And then we're going to do his chin, so the bottom part of his face. Nice and slowly and up like that. So that forms the basic shape of his head. I'm going to give him a big happy smile. So I'm going to start his smile on this line actually, because his head is twisted a bit this way. We're going to start the end of his smile about there. So from the line we're going to go down, and then it goes a bit up because he's got a wobbly smile. And it comes back, down and up like that. Then we're going to draw his nostrils. So if you think where the middle of his face would be, on either side, just above his mouth, he's got nostrils, which are just like that, just two lines, nice and easy. And now the best part, or my favourite part of Toothless, are his beautiful big eyes. So if you continue this line and leave a bit of a gap and draw a little dot, that's where we're going to start his eye. So that's going to be the inside corner of his eye. So we're going to go up and around, and then we're going to stop at the top. So that forms the top of his eye. So it's a nice arch shape like that. Then from here we go flat out, so it's quite straight. Follow it around and then go up like that. We're going to do the same on the other side. So if you think about following this nostril, leave a gap and draw a dot. That's where we're going to start this corner of the eye. We're going to go up and towards the side of his face. And then we're going to come down along his face, curve in and join the line, just like that. Now, this eye, because he's going to be looking in this direction, this inside, the pupil, the black part of the eye, is going to be a rounded rectangle like that. I'm going to leave a bit of white in the top left-hand corner because it shows like a bit of a reflection in his eye. And then the same on this side, so it's not going to be right in the corner. I'll just watch what I do and then copy after. So we go up, across and down like that. Then we're going to leave a bit of white in the top left of his corner, top left of his eye like that, to show a bit of a reflection. Now Toothless has a lovely like dotted shape coming down his face. So from the top of his nose, we're going to do some dots like that. And he's also got some lovely dots in the corner of his face on either side, so above his eyes. And now he's got these lovely big ears. So we're going to do this here on this side. From the top corner of his face, we're going to go up and a curve in like that. And then we're going to bring the line down with a few jagged sections because he's got sort of a jagged ear. So we're going to go down, do some jagged sections like that. And then because the back of his head goes around, the back of his neck goes around like this, he's got spines on the back of his neck. So you can just see a small spine there on the top of his head and on the other side. So you can just see the top of two spiny bits from the back of his neck. Then this ear goes on this side like this, and it's a bit rounder and it's a bit shorter than this one. So we're going to go up, do a few little jagged sections, round, and then we're going to join to the side of his head like that. Now he's also got these funky sort of bat-like ears / I don't really know what they are, coming out of his face. They're really cool though. So from this side, we're going to go out, curve up, down, and back to his head. Then he's also got a small fin coming out of his sort of side chin like that. The same on this side. And because he's got his head twisted a little bit, This one's going to be a bit shorter than that one. So we're going to go up, back and in. Sorry if you can hear my washing machine beeping. My clothes are ready. Now we're going to do his neck, and it goes all the way down. Then we start to go into his belly and it goes round to join his tail. But we need to leave some gaps for feet. So we're going to start with his neck. If you imagine a line coming down from this eye, we're going to start just under his neck, under his chin, sorry. We're going to draw a line like this, and then it curves out a bit because he's got a belly. And then we're going to stop there for now, because we don't want to go too far and lose sight of the proportions. Now we're going to draw this side of the neck. So this side is much shorter, and I'll show you why in a minute. So if you come down from this corner of his eye, imaginary line, down from the bottom of his chin, down about half the length of this one and curve like that. Now we're going to do the back of him, his back, which is a nice arched shape like this. So if you think about halfway down from this line, so we're going to start in the middle of this line, we're going to do a curve. So it goes up and then it starts to go down like that. So that's his back there. And along his back, he's got a few more spines that we can see. So I'm going to draw one. So they're like little hill shapes, really. A bit of a bigger one, 2, a medium one, 3, and a small one, like that. And now we can't see the rest because they're going behind him like that. So now we're going to draw his wing, a very important part of Mr. Toothless. So we're going to first curve back up like that. So like a little U shape, and for umbrella. And now we're going to follow this line up to about level with the top of his head, just past it. So we're going to follow the line nice and slowly up till you get about to the top of his head. Then we start to curve and we stop. Now I'm going to draw the top of his wing, which is a fairly flat line. It goes down a little bit. So we're going to come down a little bit and stop like that. And now we're going to draw the back of his wing. So we're going to follow the same line, the same angle, and we're going to draw it across here. So we're going to come down and then we're going to start to curve in. I've just got enough space there. Hopefully you do too. Hopefully your paper is bigger than mine. I've got a small piece of paper. So now to draw the bottom of his wing, we have to draw these jagged sections to show that he's got a jagged dragon wing. I'll show you how to do those. So from the tip, we're going to come up, and then we're going to change our minds, and we're going to go down and stop there. And then we're going to do exactly the same. So we're going to go up, change our minds and come back down. Same here. Up and change our minds. And then this, I'm going to go the same height now the whole way across. So I'm just going to do a little hill like that, another little hill, and one more, because that's the edge of his wing there, and come up like that. So from every point that I have a tip, I'm going to draw a line up to make the shape of his tail. So from this one, I'm going to start here, I'm going to go up, the same angle as this line here. I'm going to stop before I get to the top. From the next point, I'm going to draw another line up. Same from the next point, all the way along, nice and slowly. Don't go to the top. Well, if you do, it doesn't matter. One last line. There we go. So there's his lovely wing. Now we're going to do this part over here. So what is at the bottom of a dragon? You guessed it, he needs some legs. But first, well, because we've done this wing, you can't actually see the wing that's on this side because it's tucked behind his body, but we can see the front of it. And the front of it is just a shape like that, just another hill shape. So let's continue his body around here. So he needs a little belly. So we're going to follow this line down, not too far. We're going to curve and we're going to stop about there because we need to draw his leg there. But we'll start with this leg here. So this leg comes out from the body a bit. Then we go down. Stop about there. Then his legs, his feet go out. They're nice, juicy, fat feet. So we're going to curve out a little bit and go down. Then we're going to draw the bottom of his foot like that. And now we're going to draw all the way up to his belly. So nice and slowly, all the way up, follow the curve and in. Now on each foot, he has 4 little claws. So I'm just going to draw 4 triangles like that. And I'm going to draw some dots on his feet, because that makes a nice pattern. And on the top of his leg, maybe. Now I'm going to draw his other leg. So we're going to start just above this line that we stopped here. We're going to come down, slowly curve in to join this foot, so the same length. Then we're going to draw the bottom of his foot. Try and make it the same sort of size as this foot if you can. And then the same thing, so his foot goes out and then the leg comes up. So we go up like that. And then we draw the rest of his leg like that. So I'm going to draw a few more dots on here because I think they look nice. Doesn't matter where, just anywhere along his body. And then I'm going to give him 4 more little talons. We're going to draw the rest of his belly, so that underneath of his belly now. This was more his chest really, wasn't it? So we're going to follow this line but go behind the foot, so the line would go about here. We're going to draw a small curve like that. Now we need to draw the leg that comes here, don't we? So the same as here, we're going to go just above that line, and this leg's going to be at a bit of an angle. So it's not straight down, it's a bit of an angle like that. So just above the line, we're going to come down. We're going to give him a bit of a knee, and we're going to stop. Then we're going to go straight down, and then we're going to draw the bottom of his feet like we did over here. Then we're going to join up the back of his leg, so curve it in like that to be the back of his knee, and then draw the leg up like that. I'm going to do a few more dots on his foot, maybe on his knee, and give him 4 little claws. So now he needs a tail. Now if you've seen the films, you'll remember that he broke his tail quite early on in the films. So Hiccup, his friend, had to fix it for him. So we're going to draw that tail. So the tail comes down behind his body, but on Toothless, his body is joined up. So we're going to join this line to the wing first before we do the tail. So there we go, we've got his body. Now we can do his tail behind. So we're going to start from about halfway down this line that we drew for his leg. We're going to come down and up and around. So we'll do it slowly. We're going to come down, 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 and then we're going to curve up and in towards his body and stop like that. And then we're going to start from just below the wing on his body, and we're going to get closer to the line and draw his tail like that. So we'll start about here, go down, start to get closer and closer to this line, closer and closer, the gap gets smaller until it's about that wide, and then you keep it the same the whole way up if you can. There we go. So now we'll do his real dragon half of the tail, and then we'll do the part that Hiccup made. So if you think his tail is like that, the fans go out at an angle like that, a bit of a V shape. So from here, we're going to draw a line out. Now, like we did the jagged wing, the tail is a bit jagged. So we go down and up, down and up. One more, down and up, and then we join it to the tail. Straight line to the tail. So now we're going to do the part that Hiccup made, which looks exactly the same. It's just flipped and it's going to be red. So we're going to draw a line out like that, down and up, down and up. Try and go behind the wing if you can, down and up, and then join it to his tail. There's a bit of a skull on the tail, so we're just going to draw a cartoon skull, and it's upside down because the mouth is this side and the eyes are this side. So we'll draw like a happy grin like that. We'll draw 2 dots on it to be the eyes, and then we'll draw the opposite of a happy grin upside down. So if you looked at it that way, it's like a spooky face. So now you can colour Toothless in if you would like to. I've got a green colouring pencil, so his eyes are sort of like a greeny yellow. So I'm going to start with green, and then I'm going to go over the top with yellow. But if you just have yellow or green, or you could make them another colour, that's totally fine. That's the thing with art, you can make it whatever you want to make it. So I'm giving him some yellowy green eyes. And I'm going to colour in this part of the tail that we did. I'm going to make that red, because that's the section that Hiccup fixed, and he had some red material, so he made a tail for Toothless, sorry. And then Toothless learned how to fly again, because he couldn't fly with a broken tail. So Hiccup had to help him. But I won't give too much of the story away, because some of you might not have seen it. So if you haven't seen the film, I would definitely suggest that you maybe ask your mummy or daddy or an adult if they can try to find it for you, because it's really, really good. So now I'm going to colour the rest of him in black, but you can make him any colour. I'm not going to film all of it, because otherwise you will be far too bored watching me. But I'll quickly do his ears. And you can take your time. You could make him multicoloured, you can make him black, you can maybe look up some pictures of Toothless, and you can try to do the shading if you really want to be adventurous. So I'm going to draw his little wing bits there. And I'm going to stop there, but if you send me your pictures, I would love to see them, and let me know what you'd like to draw next. We could maybe do some characters from Disney, or we could do some Pokemon. I've had some requests come through for some vehicles, so maybe like tractors and cars and some flowers and some trees. So let me know and I'll see what I can do. All right, I'll speak to you all soon. Thank you, bye.